Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Overlord. So where do I honestly begin with this? So when they released the trailers, I was really on board, really excited, and last night I finally got to see this movie, and yes, I was actually entertained. So this movie follows a small team of paratroopers that get sent to take out a radio transmitter to help the aid of the D-Day landings in a German-occupied village, and it's not long before they start finding out that something a little bit weird and a little bit strange is going on in this village. Now, like I said, I actually was quite entertained by this movie. There are a couple of flaws with this, which I'll get into straight away, actually, to be fair. The first thing is yes, the storyline is very predictable. That is probably the biggest bugbear of this. I had this film figured out. I knew exactly how it was going to run. It just had a feel of a couple of other movies that I've seen before, and I just kind of like going, okay, yeah, I know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to sit here and watch it just to see it out. And it didn't disappoint me, to be fair. Like I said, it was entertaining. The other part of this I didn't really enjoy too much is they didn't really go too into depth with this kind of super soldier zombie kind of experiment program that was going on in this village. It was an hour, probably about an hour before you get to see any real big super soldier kind of scenes in this. That was the only bugbear on that, but aside from those two bugbears, yeah, it was an entertaining watch. Things I enjoyed about this movie is the visual and special effects in this, especially at the beginning where the plane gets shot down. Yes, there is a lot going on. It is set in the dark, and it is a bit of a struggle to follow this a little bit, but it's still very good. And I also love the fact they put in a sense of realism into this movie, as in they didn't hold back. So they still, even though this movie is centered around like this kind of super soldier kind of fictional kind of movie, I want to say fictional, but I also do know that Adolf Hitler did have plans for doing something like this in World War II. But that sense of realism that they had with this, that was the key thing. They didn't hold back. There are death scenes in this where you go, ooh. You know, they're not death scenes where I'm just going to go, I'm not going to watch that again. They are just more realistic death scenes of what it could be like at war. So, you know, how dangerous it can be in a German-occupied territory. They didn't hold back on it in any way, shape, or form, and it's another element of this movie I actually really did enjoy. One of the death scenes in this, though, I did think to myself, am I watching Saving Private Ryan right now? I was just like that. I was like, this looks all very familiar to me. But, you know, it was just that realism. Performances in this, most of the performances in this were actually really good. The three main performances in this I really enjoyed, who played a massive part in the end, kind of half an hour, 40 minutes to this. There is comedic factors in this movie. There's some funny moments in here. But it mainly centers around kind of like the thing that stood out for me on this movie is the kind of the realism at the start of the first hour and the last 40 minutes. The fight scenes in the last 40 minutes are actually quite good. Yes, like I said, they are kind of predictable. This movie is very predictable, but to be honest with you, I did enjoy this. At the end of this movie, I was like going, yeah, that was pretty cool. I could quite easily watch that again. But there are, like I said, problems with this. They could have explained the super soldier kind of zombie kind of program a little bit more into depth, and the storyline was a little bit predictable. If they stuck in a few little more twists maybe in this, it would have made it an even better watch for me. So, on that note, if you've seen this movie, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care, and goodbye.